I'm in Salad and I saw Walking Tall. It is directed by Kevin Bray. Wow, I can't believe it. The Rock's in it yet again. So if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. The movie starts, we're following The Rock as the main character. He's Chris, he's a veteran, and he's coming home to Washington State, and this keyed me, because I was like, oh, Washington State, although it's not from the county that I'm from. They go to a town I've never been to in Washington State, and of course there's this cedar mill that's been replaced by the casino, and that's no good. No good, okay? What would happen if we caught some of the casino guys doing some shady stuff? And turns out that people aren't going to question it because it's the only source of revenue in the town. And this just makes me think, why is the cedar mill down, first of all? Okay, you're surrounded by trees. You're in Washington State, which, if I remember correctly, some people at least required to plant at least one tree for every tree that you're down. Trees operate on like a 13-year cycle or something, I've heard. You gotta let them grow for several years and then chop them up. And that's the cedar business. I would know. I lived next to an actual cedar mill, and it was very wealthy. It was like the highest. It was the highest thing of revenue in this city, in this town, small town that I lived in at some point. And so I would feel, why would you have a casino replacing the cedar mill? This isn't like Vegas, where the only thing that's gonna drive people out to the middle of the desert is gambling, okay? This is the middle of Washington State, where there's a bunch of trees, there's a bunch of water, and the area that we do explore is pretty nice, honestly. So why not have just both? Have both, okay? You gotta have the place for the cedar mill employees to gamble at. Have both, okay? But of course, the cedar mill is shut down. That's no good. And while I was watching this movie, my impression of the general acting in this movie is like this. Yeah, well, here's some information. Information, right? Information, okay, yeah, the cedar mill was no good, because reasons. Okay, cool, reasons, I'm gonna go there. Hey, you can't do that, actually. You're not allowed to. A little less expressive than what I'm giving them, but I just noticed a lot of the performances from a lot of the male actors in this movie were kind of stale, and The Rock, I felt the energy of everyone's having like some sort of stale performance, and The Rock doesn't want to like outshine them, because he's capable of doing like big old grand performances. He has to act more subtle in this film. And when it comes to the massive explosions, I'm like, oh wow, explosions, cool. Oh, turns out the casino is doing some shady stuff. Well, it looks like there's the cops coming after the casino now. Wow, I can't believe it. They're doing some shady stuff. Who knew? And turns out there's a meth lab in the cedar mill. Okay. Also, we have people going to trial, and the trial being very character-based, like, as in, like, not the actions, but, oh, this person sucks. I'm like, dude, I don't care that much. This movie just felt really slow, really dramatic, and it could have been more action-packed, but it was just really dramatic. And I didn't quite enjoy the fact that even though I was expecting more of an action film, oh, he's gonna fight for the cedar mill to be open. No, it was a little more subdued than that. There was a lot of attempts at trying to assassinate other people's attempts at doing good or doing bad in the movie. But you know, Chris is smart, he gets around all of it. He goes to this meth lab. There's this meth lab where there's a big old, wow, there's people here. Also, there's several attempts where we have people trying to murder death kill him. That's okay. Action movie. I feel like he's kind of not actually killing them. It's because in the last like battle, he's also not like murder death killing. He's just like, oh well, here, talk to the cops. The cops are on your butt. And it's like, oh, great, awesome. Man, this movie did not really have much of a significant impact on my memory of it, to be honest. Like, I just felt weird because I felt a lot of the scenes weren't like motivated properly, or at least I didn't care enough to care about these scenes happening. Specifically, I'm thinking of the scene where there's a sex scene and it's like, oh great, you're having the Dwayne The Rock Johnson looking at this stripper and you see him like being uncomfortable, and I'm like, I'm uncomfortable looking at this. Oh my goodness. I don't know, motivate it, add some more action. There's just a lot of scenes where I'm just like, yeah, this is kind of interesting. This is not what I expected from a movie called Walking Tall, although I don't know what I expected from a movie called Walking Tall, to be honest. It's not the most memorable movie. This movie, watching it, was just like, oh, I'm just watching explosions, I'm watching sex, I'm watching violence on screen. Okay. Give me a raunchy version for caring, I guess. I felt like this movie didn't want me to care about it that much. The Rock's performance, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I felt like he fit, and that is good. The point of it being like a performance is, like a performer, is not so much that you stand out all the time. It's when you're able to blend in with the rest of the people around you. That's more of like better performer to me than just somebody who's like loud. But I like how he's able to adjust his performance based on the people around him. Unfortunately, this means less acting because I don't like the delivery of the lines of the people in this movie, because I didn't really care much for it. Plus, the colors were really dull. Like, really, really dull. Like, Washington State dull. Like, okay, I know this is Washington State. The reality is it's always cloudy all the time, okay? I don't want to see reality, though. I want to see some really beautiful shots of the Pacific Northwest with some sunsets and mountains and pine trees. Like, a beautiful shot of that on like a boat. You could actually, the shot that I'm thinking of right now could be done at Lake Chelan, Washington. Okay, that's one location. I guess it's not technically the county that they're going for, but hey, if you're establishing that it's Washington State, you can start from like, I don't know, a pretty shot to like a more localized shot. And then you show like, oh, this is the town that we're in, okay? You know, I like that. I like my idea of that movie a little bit more. Because this movie's got me brainstorming of other ways this movie could have been prettier. I gotta give this movie a solid 4.9 out of 10. If you liked this review, watch another one. You can also like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. The ultimate goal of this channel is for me to become an expert movie reviewer, so if I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't even seen it at all. If you'd like to request a movie in the comments, well, you can do that, or you can fast track a movie review request at patreon.com/ASEPresents. $20 a month for one movie review per 1 month. $3 a month for how to draw Pokemon tutorials we posted there first. Plus a new one is on the channel every Wednesday now. Plus early tutorials will be posted on patreon.com/ASEPresents, plus 250 vlogs that are up there right now. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all these daily movie reviews, you can go to this link tree. My Fansly is free to follow. Really helps in the daily grindiness of all these daily movie reviews. So go here. And until next time, I'm in Salad Sauce. See you later, my salad croutons, bacon bits.